Here come the drums.
Alright.
Vordeer here, and we're going to talk about the Obama Save the Black Community complex that's going on, where you have some black people who feel that Obama should, spend all his time about talking about our issues and problems. And before we get into this, I'm going to just give you my opinion on the whole thing. First of all, the way I look at it, and I stated this many times before, when people vote for you, you're pandering to get their vote. With that being said, they're your constituents. With that being said, you're supposed to represent your constituents. Hello, they voted for you. And I do think Obama does need to address the black community more. I do think he needs to say some things. However, I also realize that black people, there's a lot of stuff that we need to change for ourselves. Because, let's face it, it's not really up to the government or the president or a politician to save you. Okay? Now, they can put in policies to help you, and they should address your issues and concerns, but it's not their job to save you from every little thing that goes wrong in your life. So what do you think?
I think even going back to history with black people, we've always wanted some leader to save us. It's like we're stagnant until we feel like some leader has come up to make us move. And that's what's been holding us back for years. Lazy ass black people waiting for some kind of leader type to lead them instead of being leaders themselves. Like you hear black people now today, they don't want to do a damn thing or mobilize until Obama is in it. Don't nothing want to change with them until Obama gives a say so. But then they get mad when Obama doesn't cater to their issues or address their issues, because Obama isn't going to just go out on a limb for black people like that. They're not. Like I've said before with other people in what Obama has addressed for them, they've been on it constantly. Like Hispanics, they've been on it constantly for their rights. Gays, they've been on it constantly for their rights. What have black people been on constantly for our rights, or what we want addressed?
I have to agree with that because, you think about it, back in the 50s and 60s, black people stood up. They came together for the majority of the time, and they demanded, marched, protest, sacrificed everything to get what they do, the little that they do have today.
And G, I believe if we did that shit today, he would be on our issues.
Exactly.
He couldn't avoid it.
Exactly. You have to be a thorn in their ass. Let's face it. In the 50s and 60s, black people, we was a thorn. We was not backing down. Where today, y'all don't do shit. Y'all sit up here and think because you got a black president, he's supposed to just automatically sympathize with your shit. However, if you look at how Obama grew up, he didn't grow up with the same struggles that we grew up with.
Exactly.
Yeah. He not coming from the hood. He not, I'm just being honest. He basically was in a middle class family and became in the upper class rich family. So, he didn't come from the bottoms of the pits. And the majority of black people don't come from the bottoms of the pit, so that woe is me shit is annoying.
Exactly.
But my thing is, you think about the civil rights movement. That was a real movement. And in fact, people use the civil rights movement as an example of how to mobilize people. Think about it. The gay rights, they are using what the civil rights movement did. Same thing with the Hispanics. They are using the civil rights movement as an example of what to do. Women's movement, before there was a black and white, there's always been a situation with men and women. And not having equal rights. So they've been on their shit since day one. Let's just be honest. And I'm just gonna say it. As black folks, do I think Obama should address us? Yes. But as black people, we need to rally, protest, march, demand. Instead of sitting up here, only time we get together is when somebody done got killed. And notice, it depends on how they got killed. Case in point, if it's black on black crime, don't nobody give a damn. But if it's a white person or a non-black person who kills a black person, all of a sudden, racism! But yet, you don't say a damn thing. I mean, I'm not going to say all of us, but you got a lot of black people where black on black crime happens, they turn a blind eye to it. They don't even say nothing about that. However, Jordan Davis, Trayvon Martin, Rekia Boyd, everybody was in outrage. How dare you? These racist police officers. And don't get me wrong, what happened was horrible. And the sad part is, black people so full of shit. Trayvon Martin, unfortunately, has been dead almost a year. Come the 26th of this month, justice has yet to be served. And I don't see nobody wearing hoodies and eating and walking around with Arizona tea and Skittles now, do I? Same thing with Jordan Davis. He was killed back in November. Where's everybody at on that?
Rekia Boyd, I barely saw shit about hers.
Exactly, because everybody was, complaining.
It was still on Trayvon Martin.
And it's like, we don't rally and protest. We have one-track minds. We get on one thing, ride that out till it gets boring, and then we go on about our lives, and then when the next situation happens, racism.
Exactly.
And it's
because
like,
a lot of this shit is rooted in hypocrisy and entitlement issues. For example, let's say George Bush. Black people hated him more so because he was giving his buddies tax breaks and shit, but he wasn't helping the lower and middle class. Now with black people, this is the funny part, they want Obama to pander to the lower and middle class and basically do what George Bush was doing for his people, for his buddies. And that's something I didn't get. When you're the president, you have to deal with the entire country, not just certain parts. Black people keep saying, oh, we voted for him, we voted. Okay, you did. But so did a bunch of other people.
No, with that situation, you still have to represent your constituents. I mean,
you do.
He don't have a problem.
I'm not saying you don't.
With bringing up Hispanic issues or gay issues. However, it seems like he's been purposely not talking about the issues that black people are talking. I mean, damn, people have complained about the situations in Chicago and Flint and Detroit. People have been complaining about that. And the sad part is, didn't nobody have to complain about that for Obama to know that, because guess what? His ass was a representative for Chicago. So he knew that before, hell, he even got in office. So I do see why some people are like, wait a minute. You done went and you done made sure to do good deeds for every other disenfranchised group. However, you ain't said nothing to us yet. Now, I do agree. It's time for him to address, or his administration to address. However, black people, it's time for you to start. My thing is, meet the president halfway. Do your part.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Like, yeah, let me say this. He's a president. He's already sticking his neck out enough for black people because he's half black. So, of course, he's going to have the right wing looking at him a certain way and criticize him already. But you can't stick the president in situations where there's no positive outcome for him. You can't put the president in a situation where he's basically going to be responsible for black deaths, because we know that's not going to stop. So as soon as somebody else dies, he's going to be criticized for it. And that's not a presidential issue anyway. With cities like Flint and Chicago, those are council and mayor issues. It's not a president issue. You can't whine and boo-hoo about every problem to the president. Like, oh, we got a problem, we got to go to Obama. No, you have to go to your mayors and the people who are responsible for your city. Not just Obama because he's black. I didn't see none of these people in Chicago. I didn't see Farrakhan. I didn't see Cornel West whining to Bush about coming to Chicago. But since Obama's black, they want to put him in every situation. And that's why I in some ways feel sorry for Obama, because he's put in a lot of these unfair situations where there's no positive outcome for him. The funny part was that, and this is an insult to some black people, how much money have you given Cornel West? How much money have you given Farrakhan? But yet, when it's time to do some real work and put in some real action, they want to call on Obama. I was fucking appalled when I heard Farrakhan say Obama needs to do this. But yet, he's been in the black community for years. Chicago even, that's where the NOI's base is at. Chicago. But you need Obama to do your job or to do what you've been saying you want it done for years?
Right.
Y'all basically paying these fake pro-black leaders all this money to do nothing. If anything, that should have been a slap in the face to a bunch of their supporters. And it's funny how they come up with all these excuses how, oh, the government ain't shit and Obama's just a puppet.